Sometimes, it's not the slow unraveling of trust that ends everything. It's one night, one moment, one irreversible decision. What you're about to read isn't just a story. It's a warning. If I could rewind time, even just once, I would go back and erase that night completely. One party, one drink too many, and in a matter of hours, my entire life collapsed. My career, my home, my marriage.
Gone.
I was 32 at the time, a marketing executive with a stable job, a manageable mortgage, and a husband I believed I'd grow old with. Ethan and I had been married for 5 years. We had our flaws like anyone else, but I thought we were strong. I really did. That Friday, my team was celebrating a major win, a huge contract that would boost the entire company. My boss, Vince, decided to host an after-hours party in a chic downtown loft. Ethan wasn't thrilled when I told him about it. He'd never liked Vince, said he was too smooth, too flirtatious. I brushed it off, assuring him, I'll be home by midnight. I should have stayed. The loft was buzzing, champagne flowing, soft music humming through the air, and coworkers finally letting loose. At first, I stuck with the familiar faces, exchanged polite conversations, nothing unusual. Then Vince came over with a drink, something strong, and handed it to me with that signature grin. You deserve to celebrate properly, he said. I took it. Then another. And then I lost count. As the night wore on, people began to leave. The loft got quieter. My head was fuzzy. Vince stayed close, talked low, laughed at things that weren't even funny. His hand brushed my arm. I felt uneasy, the warning signs flashing in my mind. But I didn't pull away. I didn't leave. Everything after that is a haze. I remember sitting next to him on the couch, his hand resting on my thigh. Then nothing. Just darkness. I woke up the next morning in his bed, still fully dressed. My head was pounding, my stomach in knots. Shame hit first, hard and unforgiving. Then panic. I got up before he woke, called an Uber, and cried silently the entire ride home. When I walked into our apartment, Ethan was still asleep. I locked myself in the bathroom and stared at my reflection like it was someone else. I repeated the same sentence over and over. Nothing happened. I was too drunk. Nothing happened. I clung to it like a lifeline. But deep down I knew I had crossed a line. I buried it. For weeks, I pretended everything was fine. But every time Ethan kissed me, I flinched. Every time he asked how work was, I felt like I was drowning in guilt. And then, everything unraveled. 2 Mondays later, I walked into the office and saw the HR director in Vince's glass-walled office. Vince looked pale, avoiding everyone's eyes. By noon, I was called in. Vince had confessed to something happening between us. Claimed it was mutual but unprofessional. The company had a strict policy, no relationships between supervisors and employees. Just like that, I was out. No warning. No severance. No letter of recommendation. Just a cold, corporate dismissal. I went home early that day, completely broken. Ethan was in the kitchen cooking dinner. I dropped into a chair and told him everything. Everything, except the part where I didn't say no. He listened in silence. Then, after what felt like a lifetime, he said the 5 words that shattered me. You cheated on me, Claire. I tried to explain, tried to say I couldn't remember, that it wasn't what it looked like. But the more I spoke, the more distant he became. That night, he packed a bag and said he needed space. 2 days later, a notice from the landlord arrived. Ethan had pulled out of the lease renewal. His name was on the paperwork, not mine. I had 30 days to move out. I was unemployed, alone, terrified. My sister, Megan, took me in. She had a tiny spare room and too many questions. She tried to be supportive, but I saw the judgment in her eyes. I spent my days scrolling through job boards, spiraling deeper into regret. I applied for everything, admin work, retail, freelancing. But news travels fast in the marketing world. My reputation was already scorched. Then came the final blow. One evening, Megan came home, pale and shaking, holding her phone. She silently handed it to me. A video. Security footage from the building lobby on the night of the party. Vince and I laughing. Him kissing my cheek. Me leaning in. The timestamp was clear. The body language damning. It had been posted to Reddit under the title, "Office affair goes wrong. She got fired. Now she's playing the victim." My name wasn't listed, but it didn't take long for people to figure it out. Colleagues began commenting. Then strangers joined in. The internet did what it always does: judge, shame, and destroy. I deleted every social media account. Turned off my phone. I didn't eat for days. Ethan never contacted me again. Weeks passed. Then months. Eventually, I found a part-time receptionist job at a dental clinic. The pay was terrible. The hours worse. But I took it because I had nothing else. Megan introduced me to a therapist. I went reluctantly. But after a few sessions, I spoke the truth, for the first time out loud. I let it happen. I wasn't forced. I wasn't unconscious. I made a choice, even if I tried to pretend I didn't. I drank too much. I stayed too long. I ignored the red flags. And in doing so, I betrayed the man who loved me. My marriage wasn't perfect, but Ethan didn't deserve that pain. I tried writing him a letter. A real apology. I never mailed it. What was the point? He'd moved on, probably with someone better, someone honest. Sometimes, late at night, I think about how different things could have been if I had just left early or turned down that second drink. But I didn't. And now I live with that truth. Every single day. We like to believe that one night can't define who we are. But sometimes it does. Sometimes the worst choices are made in a single moment, and they echo louder than we could ever imagine.